Well then, this is going to be a very divisive episode for Dragon Ball fans. What's going on, you guys? petplatypus here, and it's time to talk about Dragon Ball Super Episode 66. This is a love or hate episode, bottom line. I mean, I know it's not, because I know for a fact that there's definitely people who were conflicted on the episode. I was someone who was conflicted on the episode and kind of in the middle, but after thinking about the episode and giving it a night and sleeping on it and watching it again and all that good stuff, I've decided that I love this episode. And it's not without its issues, and I will talk about them. I'm not going to just fanboy out and be overly hyped, but I do have a couple issues with this episode. And if you are someone on the hate side, if you are someone who's disappointed with this episode, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're being stupid or anything, but what I am going to do in this review is I'm going to try to explain what I saw in this episode, how I saw it, what happened exactly, and because I know some people are confused on this episode, I do think the pacing suffers a bit from being too fast towards the end of the episode. Overall, the pacing's really good, but in the last few minutes with Trunks versus Zamasu, there are some issues with the pacing. It really does throw a lot at you, and it doesn't give you a lot of Vegito. He's in it for a decent chunk for sure, but they don't give you a lot of him. And what with the retconning of the Potara earrings, and I can see why you'd be disappointed. I'm not blaming you for being disappointed. I'm simply going to explain what I saw in this episode, and I'm not trying to damage control. I'm just telling you my interpretation of the events of this episode, as they are a bit confusing and very fast-paced. So with that being said, let's start this review. Also might be a long video, not too sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. Probably will be. Hopefully you're entertained throughout. Let's start off with the technical aspects of this episode. The animation, the music, the story progression, and the pacing. All top marks, all A+. The music was gorgeous. I don't know how music can look gorgeous, but it was gorgeous. It was glorious. There we go. The music during the Vegito Zamasu fight with that Neo Toshishita animation, fantastic. The music throughout this episode was so on point. Just like the last episode, just incredible sound design. The animation and art was crisp, it was clean, it was beautiful. The talking scenes look okay, but they're talking scenes. Obviously, there's going to be a huge contrast there. Anything involving action, 99% of the time, looked amazing. Especially now Toshishita's scene, which looked incredible, as his scenes always do. And this time we got like a full 55 seconds of Naotoshi, as opposed to episode 57, where it was only 25 seconds. And it was still an amazing 25 seconds, but this was actually almost a whole minute, and it was amazing. It was glorious. Just seeing Vegito again was fucking glorious. He was on point as fuck, but let's get back to the technical aspects. Story progression. Zamasu is defeated. Based on the next episode preview, it seems that Zamasu is defeated. This was the finishing blow, Trunks splitting him in half. Very cool way to do it. Very symbolic way to do it, with them being a Potara fusion and everything. Awesome. Really, really great. Animation was fantastic. Trunks being the one to deliver the finish, I think, is great. I do have issues with that, but just at face value, Trunks being the one to finish him off, I like. So there's massive story progression because the main villain is defeated. I mean, that's just a no-brainer in terms of story progression. So, yeah, fantastic episode from a technical standpoint. Amazing, even. It easily earns an 11 out of 10 from a technical standpoint. But does it get that 11 out of 10? Well, it doesn't. It doesn't earn that 11 out of 10 because of a couple of issues with the episode. Two don't really affect the score at all, but one does. The first two issues have to do with the Potara. First of all, if you're not a Kai, it only lasts an hour. I personally don't like this, but at the same time, it's not a major contradiction with the story. Speaking from an objective standpoint, this doesn't break any rules within the series. Now you might say, well, Elder Kai fucking said that it's a permanent fusion. Well, yeah, but has Elder Kai ever seen two people that aren't Kais use it? Because I don't think he has. Remember, when Goku and Gohan went to the fucking King Kai planet, or the Supreme Kai planet, I mean, Kibito was like, oh my god, they're touching the sacred grass, like they're here, they're mortals, they're humans, and they're here. That's a no-no. If that's a no-no and it's unheard of or it's very rare, then I doubt anyone like that has ever used the Potara earrings to fuse together. So, yeah, in my opinion, it makes perfect sense that Supreme Kai, or not Supreme Kai, Elder Kai wouldn't know that the fusion would break for mortals. And they didn't fight for an hour in the Buu saga. It just so happens that Majin Buu's internal magic separated the fusion. Of course, Gowasu's not going to know about the fight with Buu, so when Goku asks that question, he's just going to say what the real answer is, which is, oh yeah, it'll break in an hour. He didn't know about the fight with Buu, he didn't know about the magic dispelling it like that, so I think it makes sense. I don't think it breaks any rules. It could have been handled a little bit better, and in my opinion, I don't like it. I like that it's a permanent fusion. I think they could have just used the Dragon Balls to unfuse, but, you know, whatever. It's fine. Again, from an objective standpoint, it does make sense. Now, now the second issue, them unfusing from using up the power of the fusion because of the Super Saiyan God, that's a little more iffy. That's a weakness of the dance fusion that we've seen in, like, GT had this weakness. Gotenks had this weakness. Having it be also a part of the Potara fusion is a little annoying. I'm not going to lie, but I can still forgive it. I can still get over it. I like that Trunks was the one to beat him. I think it makes a lot of sense to have Trunks be the one to beat him. It's called the fucking Future Trunks arc. Even if Trunks does defeat him in a Mary Sue-ish way, still. So again, I can forgive that. However, the third issue I have, and that is Trunks, I just mentioned it, this Mary Sue motherfucker who seems to have just unlimited fucking power, and now he just suddenly pulls a spirit bomb out of his ass and wins. Now granted, it wasn't just a spirit bomb that won, it was him channeling the spirit bomb into his body, creating a spirit bomb sword, which is just fucking badass, fighting Zamasu one more time and cutting him in half, which is great. And it's awesome, it's extremely badass. However, why the fuck does Trunks know how to use a spirit bomb? This needs to be fucking explained. There's three things in this arc, now that it's about to end, that I want explained. The Rift Goku Black made, which I can sort of forgive. I can sort of just see, okay, whatever, oversight. He made a rift, some clones came out. It doesn't make any sense, but it really has no consequence either. So, not that big of a deal. Whatever. Again, I want it explained, but if it doesn't get explained, okay, fine. But the other two things I want explained, Trunks' new form, whether it be the human Saiyan hybrid of a Super Saiyan Blue, or whatever the fuck it is, it needs to be explained because it was key to winning this fight. It does have consequence. And the Spirit Bomb also has consequence. Those things need to be fucking explained, like, mandatory. Like, they need to be explained next episode or in the future, because they were key to winning this fight, and they have no explanation. I don't even mind so much that a Spirit Bomb helped him win, honestly. I think it definitely makes sense it'd be powerful enough. It has the power of everyone left on Earth, which is admittedly pretty small, but then on top of that you throw in Goku and Vegeta, who, while injured because they took that hit from Zamasu, they took Sensu's. They're patched up. They got, you know, they've got the ki in them. They're not low on ki. They channel all their energy into Trunks. Trunks is around a Super Saiyan Blue, if not a little bit above a Super Saiyan Blue. And you combine all three of them, plus the Spirit Bomb, turning it into a Spirit Bomb sword. Yes, I'm totally cool with that being what defeats Zamasu, especially considering that Zamasu is not fully immortal. He is very injured on the Goku Black half, mentally unstable, which I love the characterization there too when Gowasu's talking about Zamasu and his conflicting emotions. So yeah, you know, it makes sense that Trunks is able to defeat him in that with that method. It's just the fact that he was the one who made the Spirit Bomb. It's not that Goku started making it and then put it into Trunks because Trunks isn't injured. Trunks started subconsciously doing this himself, and that's my issue. Now, if he says, yeah, Supreme Kai taught it to me in preparation for the fight with Boo, and he said that he learned it from King Kai when he was training to become a Supreme Kai, that would be really fucking cool. That would be fucking badass. But no, that's not the explanation so far, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's the big issue. That's what holds this episode back from being an 11 out of 10 for me. Because I would give it an 11 out of 10. From a technical standpoint, it's amazing. Seeing Vegito is fucking amazing. He's awesome. He's got the personality. He's like, hey, Mr. Immortal. You know, hey, are you injured right now? What's going on? I thought you were immortal. He's talking all this shit. And the scene where Zamasu starts pretentiously monologuing and he starts crying and Vegito's like, are you fucking crying? Like, it's so good. The dialogue interactions, the action, the music, everything about this episode earns that 11 out of 10. But that Spirit Bomb, man, that Spirit Bomb drops it to a 10 out of 10 episode for me. Still love the episode. Still one of the best in Dragon Ball Super. Still one of the most, if not the most, badass episode. You get some more characterization on Zamasu. You get the defeat of Zamasu. You get the perfect character to defeat him, defeating him, even if the method is questionable and needs to be explained. And you get a badass Vegito fight. This has been one of the best climaxes in Dragon Ball. If you go back from because This climax starts on episode 63, let's be real here. Episode 63 to 66 is the final battle against Zamasu. That's when they show up one last time, they fight Zamasu and Black on their own, they fuse, Goku and Vegeta fuse. It's all just one big climax, and it matches up with other Dragon Ball climaxes very nicely. If you look at the Saiyan Saga, Goku versus Vegeta, you think, well, Goku's gonna win, right? No, he loses. Gohan and Krillin show up. They try fighting Giant Vegeta. Yajirobe comes in with the Sword Slash, Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb doesn't work. Gotta use the Great Ape Gohan. It just keeps escalating. It just keeps going. It's never the generic victory, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with Frieza. You know, Spirit Bomb. Nope, it's Super Saiyan. The final battle with Kid Buu, or hell, the final battle with Majin Buu in general. You know, Gotenks tries, Gohan tries, Vegito tries, Goku tries, then they gotta use the Spirit Bomb, and the Spirit Bomb's not enough, so they have to use the Dragon Ball Wish to restore Goku's energy. And you see what I mean? Like, the endings of Dragon Ball arcs are never conventional. They're always, for the most part, I'd say starting with like the Z era of the series, there's always something more. There's always something more stacked on. And that's what happens here. Vegeta's able to beat the shit out of Black. They're able to seal him with the Mafuba, the other Zamasu. And it seems like the heroes are doing, you know, they're doing good. They're gonna win. But those backfire, they fuse, the villain takes the advantage again, they try their hardest, one more push, it's not enough, they fuse, they turn into Vegito, another big battle ensues, that's not enough, Trunks comes in, Spirit Bomb thing, it's complicated, it's not conventional, that's what I love about Dragon Ball finales, and this arc has that. It's just that fucking Spirit Bomb, man, and I love the Spirit Bomb, but it's just that fucking Spirit Bomb, They got to explain why Trunks knows how to use that in the next episode, or at some point in the future. Please, 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 and this episode will officially be ranked up to an 11 out of 10, retroactively, I guess. I'll retcon this review and change it to an 11 out of 10. I had to stop for a second to catch my breath. That was a lot of talking about how the arc's climax and all of that shit, man. Holy shit. Okay. Whew. That's my review of this episode. From a technical standpoint, it's amazing. It's an 11 out of 10. The content of the episode, minus the Spirit Bomb, is also an 11 out of 10. The Spirit Bomb drops it to a 10 out of 10. That's my final score. I loved this fucking episode. Though I did have those couple issues with it, it's still amazing. But what did you guys think of this episode? If you were disappointed by it, I completely understand. Go ahead and tell me in the comments section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.